Guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode, we are going to be buying the international management offer. Now, this won't affect this series at all for at least the next 10 to 15 episodes. It's only when we're going to get to the Euros that I may include it and upload it. Let me know if I should include it, but it's more for me. It's more for me something to do during the breaks, of course, because they are quite long, like the international breaks. There's not much to do, and you can always simulate the games if you don't want to play them, so just something nice to do in this series. Hopefully it does send it to this account and not a different career mode. And there we go, there it is, cool. So it does work. We do get the England international management offer. Surprised I haven't got it already, in fairness, but I think it's something fun to do. Whether I upload it or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I want to see what it's like on this year's career mode, because I quite enjoyed doing it last year with various different teams. Like I like doing the Euros. That was quite easy and fun to do. So yeah, we've got the international management offer from England, and we are now the new England manager. So just looking at the current squad, it's also a good way of scouting players, being an international management, because obviously you basically get all the scout reports for all the players from that nationality. Barkley 85 rated, that is something very nice to see, of course. I'm not sure if he's still at Everton as well. He might be at Spurs, I think. But yeah, it's a very interesting squad. There's a few interesting choices. I might put Butland in goal for Joe Hart, personally. I think that would be the... Well, he's higher rated, so that would be the logical way of thinking. But let me know if I should include the qualifiers. I'm not 100% sure where this process is at. Maybe we've already qualified for the Euros. But looking at the table, I think there's a way of doing it. So here's the group. We did actually finish second. I'm not 100% sure if that's all the games done, though. We have played 10, and there's only 6 in the group, so in theory that should be right. So just looking at the calendar then, it does look like we have... Yeah, we've got a couple of friendlies here, and it looks like we have finished the group. We've actually played 10 games. So what we'll probably do is just simulate those friendlies, and then when we get to the Euros in like 10 episodes time, we'll get to a point where we can decide whether to upload it or not. So just looking at the next game against Liverpool away at Anfield, we are in the bottom. We have got a game in hand though, so this is a Monday night fixture, so everyone else has played their game. So if we do win, we can shoot all the way up to 13th. Obviously my target for this season is to finish in the Europa League area, so I definitely want to get a decent result against Liverpool. Whether that is a win or not, we'll have to wait and see. They were a team actually we beat twice, away and home, just like Arsenal. Those big teams that we managed to beat somehow. I'm not 100% sure how we did it, but we have got Tammy Abraham. It's his first game for the club. I thought I'd just chuck him in from the start. I think that's the logical thing to do. Other than that, I think we're all good. Here's the Liverpool lineup then. They've gone for a 4-3-3. Karius in goal, Florenzi and Mustafi the new defenders, Robertson at left back, Coutinho, Firmino and Ox up front. No Salah, I think that he's normally on the bench for some reason. And then Rabiot and Chirivella in the midfield. I'm not 100% sure about that holding midfielder. I don't know who he is, to be frankly honest. But obviously against Liverpool at Anfield, it's going to be a tough game. I think last season it was like a 4-2 game, maybe even like 4-3. So let's hope for just an entertaining game. So Ciceretti had the ball here. Chance to get the shot off. Karius with the parry out to Abraham. It's blocked again by Lovren, but he wins the header. Into Karius, now into Ciceretti, but he is offside. A little bit annoying we couldn't get that goal there. I was hoping Tammy Abraham would be able to win the header and kick it off nicely against Liverpool. They haven't actually been on the attack, it's mainly been us. Yeah, he's just stood the wrong side of Robertson. There's a ball from Vidra. Tammy's still got Robertson in front of him now. He's trying to find it back to Vidra. Back inside to Tammy with the shot now. Over the bar. Or did he save it? He saved it. That was a great save, in fairness, from Karius then. Corner though. It's gone into Simon with the volley. Another save from Karius to make it. He's done some cracking saves in this game. There it is, full time against Liverpool then. 0-0 in the end. Not exactly the most interesting of games, but a point at Anfield, you really can't complain with that. Early offside goal and Karius. Karius was the massive difference in the game. In the end, making probably 8, maybe even 10 saves. 12. Ridiculous. It was a very good defensive performance, in fairness, from Liverpool. It's quite a rarity. They weren't that good going forwards, but defensively a lot better. Let's get a report here for Lukepingu. A player we were looking at, of course, and I kind of wish we went for him in the end, because we don't really need Jordan Ibe, and he's a very good striker, obviously, very good ball control, dribbling and finishing. 5'11", decent pace as well at 79-ish. Would have been a nice option to have, but instead we've got another player. But then again, if you look at his wages, he's got 110k, so maybe wouldn't have been too realistic to be able to get him. But we are going to go into the next game against Southampton. We have currently still got a game in hand. It seems like we just are constantly having that game in hand. So if we do win, we could go all the way up to 11th, where Arsenal are. So hopefully we get the win. They are currently in 6th with 8 points. So they're doing well. They're unbeaten so far this season. They're only 4 games in though. Southampton team then for today's game, they've gone for 4-2-3-1 just like us. I think their striker's new, left back, Naki Williams obviously on the right. He was really good in the last game. James McCarthy. Other than that, it's not an amazing defence. Yoshida probably getting on a bit now. Probably isn't too highly rated. Ball through for Buffal. Got a chance to get the goal, and he has found the back of the net. First goal in the game. A little bit of a shame we couldn't get the first, but it was a nice bit of hold-up play from Tadic. Pulls the whole defence across. And then Buffal finds the back of the net. Chance here for Ciceretti's turned the man nicely with the shot, with the goal. The Italian gets us back on level terms. Lawrence with the ball here just finds it. Quite nice pass in fairness, well weighted, and then the turn completely made it, and really nice finish as well to find the back of the net. He seems to be doing quite well on that right hand side. I've enjoyed him out there with his pace. Oh, Ciceretti down injured, I think. Yeah, may need to change him at half time. Chance here for Southampton with the shot, with the goal, literally out of nothing. They worked it into the box. James McCarthy there, finding the back of the net. They just, I don't know what I could have really done there. I think the keeper should have done a lot better at his near post there. I didn't expect it to go in at that angle, and Southampton have kicked off the second half very nicely. Oh shit. And I've just given away a penalty. Literally running at full speed at me, Buffal I think it was, and poor foot from Wisdom there. We need to save this. If we let this in, it's going to be very difficult to get back in the game. Naki Williams with the ball. Dives the right way and we save it. That's a pretty decent save from Spurs PL. It's been quite decent. Like he doesn't make something like that second goal Southampton score. Like he should be saving that, but I think that's down to game mechanics more than Spurs PL being bad. Pretty much last attack here. Emerson with the ball. Going to try and dink it into the box. In the save. There we go. Find the back of the net. Adams. I really failed at commentating that, but they found the back of the net. We managed to get into Vidra, flicks it onto Adams, and then he has come off the bench and got us the critical goal pretty much in the last kick of the game. Well, last head of the game anyway. Not 100% sure how Howdett didn't win that header, but stood behind him. Che Adams, not the save Forster wanted to make, and we've equalised. And there it is, full time against Southampton. We've nicked a point in the last kick of the game, and it's probably a fair result. Sportiello making quite a few saves in fairness. If you look at the number of saves, 7 for him, which is quite a few for me. Normally I'm only making 3 or 4 saves, but a bit of a shame Ciceretti had to go off injured. He was quite good on that right hand side, and he kind of disrupted us. They got the second, and little bit of a fortunate game probably for us. It's going to be 3 weeks out for Ciceretti, which is such a shame, but it seems to be quite a consistent length of time for players to be injured. I think Adams was out for that time. I think somebody else was. It's quite a consistent. They don't go, oh, it's 2 months. It's exactly 3 weeks every single time. But what we'll do is probably put Lawrence into the lineup, drop him for Lukman, give him an opportunity to play, of course. Switch the wingers and probably go for that. Next game is against Spurs then, at home. It's going to be interesting to see what lineup they put up. It is the Carabao Cup. Now in real life, obviously, they wouldn't play the strongest of teams. And then we've got Swansea 2 days later. A game we need to win after not really picking up many points to kick off this season. We managed to get a point against City, which was nice. In fairness, like, there's only really the Watford game where we haven't really performed. Southampton's a pretty 50-50 game. They're about the same level as us. Getting a point against Liverpool, that was good. So we're probably at about the right level. There's only the Watford game that was a little bit disappointed in. But we do need to win this next game against Swansea in the league. And then it's quite an easy run. We've got Man United there. But there isn't really that many tough teams from now until the end of the year. But then we got Everton and Arsenal just to end off the year. So, yeah, we could go on a nice run, get us up the table. But I'm thinking of playing a bit of a weaker team in the Carabao Cup. It's one of them. I do kind of want to do well in the Cup, but at the same time, if you look at the fitness, there are a few players there. If I do play them in this game, they won't be able to play in the next game against Swansea. Going into the game then against Spurs at home, we've done alright at home, so it is maybe a little bit lucky that we've got the home fixture. I'm going to give them their... I think we played against that purple kit last time, so we'll go for the blue kit this time. just change it up each time we play them. Obviously, we're going to play them 3 times this season, so in a way I want to play this team, because then we can just play a different team against Swansea. Because I do want to do well in the Cup this year. If we can beat Spurs, I could see us get a nice draw in the next round, because we've got quite a tough one in fairness. Normally you'd get a Championship, maybe League One level team, but we've got a Premier League team, one of the best. So I think we will go with a strong team. Here we are then at Pride Park. It won't have the usual graphics, which is, well, we could have actually shown you the pre-match team, but nevertheless we'll look at it here. It's quite a strong team. There are a few interesting names though in there. Gazaniga in goal, Walks, Foyth, Contento. Why is he at Spurs? A little bit weird. Amos in the midfield, Sissoko, Redmond out wide, and then Dele Alli and Kane up front. Very good attack, but defensively we could actually beat him. I think that's João Mario as well next to Amos, so it's a bit of an interesting one. I feel like we could, because we've played a pretty strong team, we should be able to beat this Spurs side. We're going to have to be careful though on the counter with Kane and Ali up front. Tammy on the attack here. He's gone around the defence with the shot off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net. 1 minute 45 seconds into the game. Tammy Abraham gets his first goal for the club. I'm a little bit worried as well after this couple of games. Hasn't really performed that well, and he's kicked it off very nicely against Spurs. Exactly what we needed. Really nice play. Goes on the outside. Simon pulls the defence inside. Just clips the underside, and it's a great finish in fairness. And that's one of many, I hope, in the next 2 years on this loan. Chance for Sesu and Cambo. It's a nice bit of link-up play with Tammy Abraham. He's cut inside quite nicely. Now with the shot. Not exactly known for his shooting ability, but he's won as a corner in fairness. Ball through for Tammy Abraham. If he can get past Sanchez, he's going to get the shot off now. Into that other post and in the back of the net. It's identical goals. 20 minutes later, made it 2 against Tottenham. It seems like the Carabao Cup is Tammy's cup. Seems to be doing very well. From ridiculous angles in fairness. I wouldn't have expected him to score, but Gazaniga in goal, obviously not too good, and yeah, he's got us into a very comfortable position. Chance here for Tammy to get his hat-trick, and he has found the back of the net, finishing off Spurs in the 37th minute. Pretty much game over now, and we're not even into the second half yet. He's literally scored with, I think he's had one other shot that hasn't got in, but every single one so far in this game has pretty much found the back of the net, and he's got himself a hat-trick. There it is, half-time against Spurs, 3-0 up at the half-time break is a pretty decent score, and I'm thinking of just taking off Tammy now, because then we can play him in the next game against Swansea, his former team. The only thing is the animation at the end of the game where he picks up the ball, but I think he still does that if he comes off the bench, so I think it is actually our first hat-trick in fairness, so that's an achievement in itself, and it's taken us 3 seasons to do it. I'm kind of tempted to bring on Hanson for Hughes as well, just to rest him for the next game, but I think we'll leave it. Spurs on the attack here, last 10 minutes. It's gone into the box. Kerr's not quite dealt with it. For some reason, Blake's coming out like a madman. There it is, full time against Spurs, 3-0 victory. Tammy Abraham getting the match ball for the first time, a hat-trick in this series, I believe. Tell me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the first hat-trick from 4 shots. 45 minutes played, and subbed him off at half-time because I thought, let's rest him for the next game against Swansea, his former team. So with that victory against Spurs, our next game is against Manchester United in the round of 16 in the Carabao Cup. It seems like, yeah, you've done well against Spurs, now let's give you the next game up and go against Manchester United. So we do play them twice in probably, I don't know, will we play them? I think we'll get up to that Manchester United game, and then we'll play them in the episode after that. So I'm not 100% sure if that's home or away as well. Doesn't actually say, so gonna have to wait and see until we get up to that. But if we can have a nice little cup run, that'll be kind of good for our second team, of course. But I'm not 100% sure what fitness is not too bad. There will be obviously Wisdom, maybe Simon and Vidra, but other than that, we've got a fully fit team, so not bad at all. Hopefully Tammy can reply with the goods. But we will save that game for the next episode. We haven't actually won a game yet in the Premier League, so hopefully we can do it against Swansea, and that'll push us up all the way to 10th. So good opportunity to climb the table quite nicely. It's just a shame how the fixtures have fallen. We've really had a tough start to this year, but we're only 12 points off the top, so not exactly too much. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. We're round 2 to the round of 16 in the Carabao Cup. I know it's not the most interesting cup in the world, but a cup's a cup. If I can win a cup, then that'll be kind of cool, because we don't exactly have many objectives. Well, we've got to finish in the round of 16 in the FA Cup. I should be able to do that as long as they give us a reasonable draw. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.